What's up everybody, Kwame here, back in with another video, and today I want to talk about the apps that I'm using on my 2017 iPad Pro. If you haven't watched my last video, I talked about getting a new iPad, which was the 2017 iPad and the reasons why. And in there, I talked about how I use it. It's a really big part of my photography and video workflow. So today I want to talk about the apps that I'm actually using on the iPad to get work done. So let's take it to the iPad and see what I have on here. So as you can see, I have a clean background, meaning I don't have any other pages. I just have this one picture of my family. And if you go over here, I have a couple shortcuts, but that's about it. And then down at the bottom is where I keep all my apps and folders, or the most used apps just on the dock itself. So the first app that you will see that I use for creative work is the Luma Fusion right here. Luma Fusion is a video editor that is almost as good as a desktop editor. It's better than like Adobe Elements, Premiere Elements, or Microsoft's whatever video program that they have. It's even better than iMovie. It's a really good video editor for the iPad, but the key for me here is that you can add LUTs to your pictures, to your video, sorry. So what a LUT is a, I think it's like a lookup table or something like that, but it's a way to add, it's not a filter, but it's a way to add better, make your picture look better. So if we go into here, you can see the LUTs. These are all the LUTs that I've downloaded myself. And then these here are ones that are added by default. So if you tap here, you can see the difference between straight out of the camera and with the LUT in there. The reason why I like using LUTs is because I shoot in a very flat profile, meaning that there's no color depth as you saw, and then I can add color back to the video. And that's really cool that you can do that with Luma Fusion. You can also do some audio work with Luma Fusion. I actually record my audio on an external mic, as you just saw, and I sync that up through Luma Fusion. Now, unlike Premiere or some other video editors, it doesn't automatically do that, so you have to line it up manually, which isn't hard, and if you've done it for as long as I have, you can easily see where the clap is and you line it up that way. There are so many other things you can do with Luma Fusion. You can import video from a wireless hard drive. You can import video through Dropbox or other places. You can import audio, you can import, like there's a lot you can do with Luma Fusion. I'm not gonna go over everything. Again, this is just the apps that I use, and Luma Fusion is by far #1. So next up on here, we go into the creative folder and you see Lightroom CC. This is where all my pictures go. So this is for client work, for personal work, for anything. All my pictures go into Lightroom. So you can see here, I have every picture that I've shot, not every single picture, but I have a lot of pictures synced up into Lightroom. In fact, I have 17,000 pictures synced into Lightroom. Now I do have the 1 terabyte plan through Adobe. They are not sponsoring me. They don't know who I am. I pay a ridiculous price for that, but I do like being able to have all my pictures on my iPad, on my computer, on my phone, wherever I'm at, I can get to my pictures, and I really do like that. Lightroom Mobile, Lightroom CC Mobile, whatever it's called, it works pretty good. They don't have everything that Lightroom has on the desktop, but it's getting better. I wish you could do panoramics within Lightroom. So the next app is Affinity Photo, and as you can see, I just started using this app. I've only got it when I got this iPad, but you can do some pretty cool things. So if you open up here, you can create from scratch. You can import from the cloud, from iCloud, or your pictures, but you can also create panoramics, focus stacking, stack pictures together, HDR merges. It's pretty cool what you can do with Affinity Photo. I am literally just learning how to use this app. I'm taking a course on it. I forgot which course, what it's called, but I will leave a link down below to the course that I'm taking. Again, it's not an affiliate link. They don't know who I am, It's just a course I paid for. It's like $12.99 right now. They're on sale. So I would highly recommend if you are interested in learning about Affinity Photo for the iPad or even for the Mac desktop app. For $13 is a pretty good buy. Next up on here is Snapseed. Now I've been using Snapseed for forever. I don't even know how long. Before Google bought them, I've been using Snapseed. It was probably my #1 used app outside of Lightroom for photo editing. I really do like this app. So let's open up this picture here, and you can see that you have a bunch of presets that you can use, but then you can get in here and really do some fine tuning with this app, so you can adjust your normal adjustments, which I normally don't do because I would do that in Lightroom. But you can do some pretty cool things. They have like an HDR scape, so you can really bring out the contrast and an HDR look in your pictures. It does go overboard when you first do it, but I always back it off and just add a little bit more punch to it. They do have double exposure. You can add text to it. What's really cool is it has a head pose. So if you have a picture with like a family picture and someone's looking away or their head is off just by a little bit, you can actually adjust the head so you can bring it back in line. I've done it a couple of times. It's pretty cool. You know, it's not like Photoshop or anything, but it's pretty cool. Next up is VSCO. So this is an app that I absolutely love for their filters. They have some really good film filters that I love on here. It's not like a typical filter where you put it on there and it looks really fake. They actually do a pretty good job of creating like real grain, it's a really nostalgic feeling of having a film picture. That's why I use it. If you're someone like me and you want the film look for your pictures for whatever reason, VSCO is a great app to do. It is free, but you do have to pay for the packs, or you can do like a yearly or monthly subscription. I've just done the free version and bought a couple packs that I like. So we'll skip over some of these because I have them on here, but I haven't really used them. Like Darkroom, I've tried it out a couple times. It's like Lightroom, but not really. You still have to pay for, there's a bunch of in-app purchases. They're one-time purchases, so it is pretty cool. But again, I like having all my pictures synced across my devices, and Darkroom doesn't do that. You have the Photos app, which is how you manage your pictures on your iPad. Pretty standard. Google Photos. This is an app that I really like. I think everyone should use it. So how this works is it backs up all your pictures on your devices and stores them on Google's servers, obviously. And they have two plans. They have a free plan where you get unlimited pictures, or you can pay to have your like high-end raw pictures backed up. I pay for 2 terabytes of Google storage, but I still use the free JPEG backups because this is really just a backup. So I don't use the backup as a final destination unless I'm sharing them with other people in our family. So if we go to like a birthday party or something like that, usually I'm taking pictures. I'll put every picture that I've taken and want to share in a Google folder and share it out to everyone. And they can add pictures, they can download pictures, they can do whatever they want. It's a great way of sharing your pictures. And if you have a phone, especially an Android phone, it's a great way of just backing up your pictures. So if something does happen, they won't be lost forever. Then you can see I have Adobe Comp CC, the Yi Action, and the Canon Camera Connect. So those 2 apps let me connect my Yi Light and my Canon camera, the one that I'm actually using right now, and move pictures over that way. It's okay, it's not the fastest transfer, and if you shoot RAW like I do with this Canon camera, you can't actually wirelessly move them over. That kind of sucks, but I understand because it would take forever. And then you have Creative Cloud and Adobe Capture. I don't use those ever, really. Next up is an app called Dshake. And the way that this works is if you have shaky video, it will help stabilize it a little bit. Now, it doesn't, if you're on like a bumpy road and your video is going way up and down, it's not gonna help out that much. But if you're hand holding video and your camera naturally is shaking because you can't hold still, it does do a really good job of stabilizing your video. I don't know exactly how it works, but it is pretty magical that you can get a video that is probably unusable, and now you're able to use it on your iPad. I've used it a handful of times on videos that I've shot handheld with a zoom lens, and it works great. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those videos on here to show you because I wanted to show you what it looks like, but it is a really good app for getting your videos to smooth out a little bit. I use this little SanDisk drive here a lot to help me move audio from the external recorder onto my iPad. So you can put an SD card in here. You can even transfer pictures or whatever, but I use the Lightning to SD card connection kit for that, so I don't worry about getting pictures on there. But you're able to take your SD card, put it in here, turn this on. This has its own wireless connection, so you can connect to the drive through Wi-Fi, and then if you want to, you can connect this to your Wi-Fi, so then you have a connection all the way through. But you're able to view the files that are on the SD card, and unlike putting an SD card that only has audio into here, nothing will happen. When you put it onto here, you're able to use an app, use the SanDisk app to import it into Luma Fusion if you want to, save it out to another app if you want to. It's a really good way of getting audio, in my case, onto my iPad that is recorded externally. And lastly, I wanted to show you this app called Documents. This app I've had on my iPad for a couple weeks now, but it wasn't until the other day that I realized how powerful it really is. Now, I mentioned earlier about using the SanDisk connection kit, or whatever it's called, using this to get audio files onto my iPad. Well, you can use Documents to create folders and other things locally on your iPad, and then import those pictures or videos, whatever you want, into those folders. It is a much better Finder or folder system, file management system, than what Apple has with their Files app. This is what Apple should bring out in iOS 13. I'm hoping they do, but right now this is a great way to create folders and put your assets like I have into a certain folder, and then to build them out in like Luma Fusion or whatever. It also has a built-in browser, so if you have files that you want to download from like a website or like fonts or things like that, you can easily download them, unzip them within the app, and then add them into whatever app that you're using for the media that you're using. It's a really good app. I think it's a couple dollars, I can't remember. It is well worth it, especially if you have an iPad Pro or even one of the newer iPads and you're using it to create different types of media. I highly recommend Documents. So those are the apps that I'm using on my iPad Pro. Let me know in the comments, what apps are you using? Is there something that I should be using that I didn't mention? I'm always looking to learn about new apps and how to import them or work with them with my workflow. Thank you as always for watching this video. If you like these type of videos, please subscribe to the channel. I do plan on doing more videos on how I edit in Luma Fusion, how I edit pictures in Lightroom, and the actual workflow that I use for both video and photography. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when those new videos come out. As always, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.